Hi everyone, it's Niamh here and welcome to my art journaling channel. Today we're going to be doing a simple magazine collage in my Use It Up journal. I'm working over a page that I'd already created, and I will link the video in the description box below of how I created this background, and you'll see it when I lift my washi tape container off. It's just a little bit full. So I knew I wanted to do a magazine collage for this, and I don't know why, but usually when I'm doing magazine collages I tend to put a border around them. It's just something I use as a bit of a framing tool, I suppose. And in the past I've used chopped up bits of magazines and collage bits and paper and anything I've got lying around basically in my collage stash. But then I used to put sort of up over the top of that, I used to tear up washi tape. And I got to the stage, it's like, well, why don't I just use washi tape, because they come in all different shapes and sizes and colours and patterns, and it makes it a lot easier. So I've actually started using my washi tapes a little bit more, which has forced me to actually use my washi tapes, because I've bought a lot but I don't tend to actually use them that much. So if you're like me and hoard them but don't know what to do with them, try making some borders on your art journal pages, see if that helps. One thing I do like to do is sort of tear them into different shapes and overlay them, so you get those different textures and little different bits and pieces, because a lot of them are translucent, so you can sort of see with that text one it goes over. The washies that I'm using on here are mixed. There's this Dina Wakley and Di Reevely washi tapes in the background, one from James Luke Burke Creative, and I think another one, the metallic, the glittery one, which I love using, is actually from our local Kmart, so a cheap shop. So you can find them all over the place. The other thing I like to do with my borders is to go in with paint pens or chalk pens and just add some extra marks and extra colours in the background, just to again boost the colour and put some of my hand into the artwork as well. It's not all someone else's, it's got a little bit of me on it too. So the picture I've chosen is of this lady. I basically chose it because one, it fitted, and two, it had that bright pink colour which went well with the background that I had. So while I don't often try and get matchy with my collages, in this case it worked. Cut out a pair of big sunglasses for her and put another mouth over her. Now it must be the fashion at the moment, but I really like sort of really dark lips on my magazine collages. I don't know why, because I don't tend to wear dark lipstick when I go out anyway. So you'll see me end up actually recolouring her lips, because it just needs something to pop them out from the page. I'm also going in with my paint pen over the top and adding some extra details. And again, this is something I really love doing with my magazine collages, for the same reason I love doing it on the border. It's adding me into the mix, you know. It's not just something I've slapped down on the page, I've done something to this to make it my own. So you can see I'm going in, I started off with some pink and it just wasn't pink enough, so I'm actually going in with a red pen and just making her lips really, really red and really, really vibrant, which clashes completely with the pink, but you know, who cares. One of the reasons I've done that as well is, usually when I'm working with images like this, obviously your eyes find the eyes on a figure, and because I've hidden the eyes behind the pair of sunglasses, I wanted something on the face to be the focus. So by putting the red lips on, that sort of really draws your eye to the face. I'm also just going around the border with the black pen, just a really fine one, just to actually define it a little bit, because it was getting a little bit lost in the background, so I just wanted to pop it out from the background somewhat. So just by putting a really fine black border around it, that sort of really helped with that. So in the background, I'm going to do some journaling, and I'm just trying to prime my pen. And I'm actually going to use a metallic pen to do this, and I started off using it just to add some interest around the glasses and to add some sort of dots and rivets onto the bag. This pen is a Molotov chrome pen, which I got, I think, from the Jane Davenport shop. You can get it from art shops. They're magical pens. It's it looks almost like a mirror. It's really, really shiny and chrome, which is really handy. In a second you will see. I've got a medium tip pen and a fine tip pen. So I use the medium tip pen to do the detail on the doll by putting sort of stamping all around her. I'm just going in now with the Tim Holtz Snarky Talk Small Talk, which I found a sticker which kind of summed up how I was feeling this day. I checked my receipt. I didn't buy any of your issues, so yeah. But I just need to explain why I felt like that. So using the fine tip chrome pen, once it was actually dry, and just be aware with paint pen, while they dry pretty quickly, you do have to make sure they are dry before you put your hands on them, because they will smudge. So I'm just priming up the pen to make sure it works, which is now, and I'm just going to journal in the background. And I found that using this, it was kind of readable and it kind of wasn't, depending on how the light sits on the page. So you get this sort of cool reflection and flashes of colour in the background, which if you tip it in the right way, you can kind of read it. If it's in the wrong light, you can sort of just see this line work in the background. So I really like that. It's kind of hidden, but it kind of isn't, and it just depends on what light you're looking at it. And basically all the journaling is about as I'm getting older, how less tolerant I am for people's drama and people making drama and people trying to involve me in drama, and just generally stuff that should have stopped in high school. So I was a little bit frustrated this day, if you couldn't tell. Usually when I do this technique with writing, and if you followed my channel and sort of seen me do these Tisha Moore Diarrhea inspired artworks, I tend to draw curved lines of different thicknesses and write between those. I was feeling so frustrated this day and just wanted to write that I didn't even bother to do that. But I am varying the size as I go along, so I'm kind of just doing it without having those guidelines, which I quite liked on this page, because I think if I had lines in the background it would have taken away from it somewhat. I just wanted the focus not so much to be in the writing, because not necessarily wanting people to read it, but if I'd drawn lines in there it would have made it more obvious that it was writing. So it kind of takes that a little way. And I'm just fitting in all around the edge, in the crooks of her arm, anywhere I can fit in the writing, I'm putting it in. So words have sort of been chopped up and spread over 3 little spaces. So that again takes away from the message somewhat. It's fine because you're writing it out, you're reading it, but you know, if someone's flipping through your journal, the message may not make sense to them. So for those people who are uncomfortable about people being able to read stuff, by sort of spreading it out around an image, that might be something that helps you. So once I've finished doing my writing, please excuse my crazy hair, I'm just going back in and adding some final details, and that's pretty much it. It didn't take very long to do this page, particularly because I'd already had a background prepared. And I will link in the description box below how I created the artwork on the other side, because that's where that background came from. So this is a close-up of the final page and how it all came together. I hope you enjoyed this crazy magazine collage. Thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit the button above. There's some videos to the side that you might be interested in watching as well. I really appreciate you coming to visit the channel, and until next time, bye for now.